What is going on? Another episode of Walks Buckeye Talks. I am back, man. It's been a little minute. I missed a few weeks. I know it sucks, but life has been catching up to your boy, man. I couldn't be as active as I once was due to the fact that I coach high school basketball. So I've been on the road and coaching and nonstop back and forth. So it's kind of hard for me to find some time to knock out some of my Buckeye videos. Uh, Obviously, I didn't get a good idea as far as Northwestern, but I really want to concern. When we had a nice top five win against Indiana, but all in all, this is the one that counts, man. This is the one. I had to make an effort, and I had to be make sure I do a video due to the holidays. Um, you know, so I am here, man. I'm ready to talk about this game tomorrow. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving, good holidays. Hopefully everybody ate good. Hope everybody is put on a few pounds. But it's time. It is time for the game. Before we get started, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Man, let's get to it. The Buckeyes handled business last week against Indiana. Indiana came out strong. Buckeyes still starting slow. Um, but I don't feel like that was even a complete game last week. But we pulled it out 38-15, and you know, Indiana was a good team. And I remember when Indiana blew out Nebraska, everybody was saying, "Oh, they're gonna beat us. Oh, they're gonna beat us." Now everybody's saying, "Well, we didn't know what they were if they were really that good." It's like it's always a double standard when we're talking about Ohio State. And I hate that. And then on the flip side, Michigan took care of Northwestern. They put up 50 points, which 50 and Michigan did seem like in the same sentence this year. But they did what they had to do, man. Davis Warren, he started to sling it a little bit, but from the statistics, it showed so that I saw online that they didn't even have a pass over like 10 yards, if I'm not mistaken. But all in all, man, it is the game, man. Let's dive into it. Michigan's coming in 6-5, coming off a natty, and Ohio State is obviously 10-1. For us, this means everything, right? Not only did have you lost the last 3 years to this team, they actually won a national championship. And if you know anything about the Big Ten, especially, I mean, if you're talking about anything with national championship, it's usually Ohio State, at least in my life. Uh, I can't really speak too much for the 90s, but I know for the 2000s, it's been Ohio State. 2000 in the 2010s, it's been Ohio State. Uh, and it hasn't been that way. I know we've been to the playoffs. We actually been to the national championship game, but we've been on the other side. And this is a new era, man. And Michigan they won it. Regardless of how we feel, they won it. Now, whether they've been cheating and anything else with this whole theory or whatever, I don't know. I guess time will tell. But as of right now, they're the defending national champs. So, and on their way there, they had to beat Ohio State 3 straight years. And I think Ohio State is in a very good spot. To be honest with you, I think how I view it is, after 2020, we'll say if they did play 2020, Ohio State would have beat them with Justin Fields, Chris Olave, and all those guys. You probably don't even get Jim Harbaugh back. This is their reset. They had like a chance to reset with everything, just with their program, their expectations, uh, the rivalry game, and I feel like it worked towards their benefit. Not only did they get good players, they added some good coaches, and it all worked out, right? And I feel like this is the first time where Ohio State has kind of had a reset on the rivalry. And obviously they have to go out there and prove it, but uh, Michigan is sitting at 6-5. You got to realize after 2020, Michigan was like, I think they lost once to Michigan State. The next year in 2022, they were undefeated. In 2023, they were undefeated. So Ryan Day has been playing some really good Michigan teams, as I stated, Trussell and Urban. They kind of got to beat up on these type of Michigan teams. Maybe not as bad as 6-5, but they beat up on some 8-3 teams, 9-3 type teams. You know what I mean? Like, so this is something that Ohio State hasn't had a chance. Even the 2019 team, I believe that Michigan team, I think they were like, I want to say 10-1, or maybe they lost two that year. They were sitting at maybe an 8-2 or 9-2 or something of that nature. So uh, this is something that I think for the program, the story, it's great, and I think that you're going to get a very good Buckeye team that's that's primed for this moment, that's ready for this moment, that's has shown resilience through the whole year. Uh, even with the whole Oregon thing and people was calling for day head and this team isn't going to live up to the hype and they don't perform well in big games and all this crazy theories that they were putting on this team to them coming back after the bye, almost losing to Nebraska, had to get a late touchdown to Nebraska to win. Everybody's really writing this team off to going on a road with a banged up offensive line and then beating Penn State on the road. And that shows that you're the resilience, that you're primed for this, and I think this team will do it tomorrow. It will be tough. It will be a bloodbath. It will be nasty, physical. But I think this team will do it. I think they're primed and ready for this moment. The coaches, the players, and also it helps that Michigan is just not that good. So obviously you're confident. It's just the truth. It's just what's the saying? It's like the elephant in the room. Ohio State is confident. The fans are confident because yeah, Michigan's just not good this year. And we're at home. They don't have it's just all type of factors. But uh I think it's just a reset for Ohio State. I think they're in a good position and everything is in front of them. They if they beat Michigan, they go to Indianapolis, which I'm excited for because I haven't been back to Indianapolis since 2019. So me and my family were making like because my birthday falls on like that was usually sometimes how the year falls is like the third, sometimes December 3rd is my birthday. But like, this year it falls on the week prior, week after my birthday, weekend after. So it's always a big weekend. We go down that Friday and eat and hang out and we go to the games late Saturday night and just it's a great time. If you haven't been, I definitely check it out. So I'm definitely looking forward to getting this win because I would be in the building, Ohio State versus Oregon. But we had to take care of business first. So, but I'm excited. I think like I said, this game is going to be tough early on, but I do feel like the Buckeyes are going to edge it out. But I just think it's just a good reset for Ryan Day and his players, man, to get that monkey off your back. It's nothing like it. You saw what getting the monkey off the back did for Michigan. That 2021, that was the monkey off their back. They hadn't beat us in 10 years. And just look how it just you're more confident because next year, regardless of how Michigan feels about this, and we'll get into the gameplay and who's playing and all that stuff. But now you got to win one because now you're at home. If it now take it, that's if Ohio State wins, they have to go out there and prove it. They have to go out there and prove it. I don't want to, they have to go out there and prove it. But if Ohio State wins, now the pressure is back on Michigan, regardless of how you feel. You know, uh, they pride themselves on being, a blue blood. So, them having a 6 and 5 year is not, something that they're probably not, looking forward to. So next year, I expect them to be 10 times better with a better quarterback and it's better play all around. But uh, but so if we do get this win, it's just the monkey off your back. You feel more confident. You feel good. You play better. You can go out in the world. You can go out in Columbus. You can go back to your hometown and say, "Hey, I got some gold pants." So I just think the story is just it's crazy how resilient they get a lot of slack on Ryan Day, and some too much is given, much is required. That's what my saying is in my house to my son. But this program could be sitting at 6 and 5, right? The fact that we lost 2021, okay, we were due. That team wasn't as good as you think it was. First year quarterback starting, a dynamic offense, but our defense was terrible. 2022, that was the one where it was like, okay, this is a problem. And that was the only year, in my opinion, where I felt like it was a problem because I really feel like we were better than Michigan that year. I didn't feel like we were better at 21, 22, yes, and 23. Honestly, I just didn't feel like we were a better team than Michigan, to be honest with you. I feel like we had to find something and dig deep to try to beat them at their place with their best team and probably in their whole existence. You know what I mean? Like it was just a different monster. You're going to the big house, and we still perform well. A play here and there, you probably win an offensive pass interference that didn't get called at their place. The guy pushed off on them, but that's neither here or there. Uh, but it's just a good time for Ohio State, and we just got to get it done, man. But let's get into it. Will Howard, he just needs to continue playing well. He just needs to continue. Don't try to do too much. I want him to use his legs more. Like you look at his Kansas State highlights, and he's like running, scrambling, picking up first downs, running for big gains, 30 yard, 40 yards. Excuse me. I really wish he would use his legs tomorrow, man, and run a little bit more. Just don't get so happy in the pocket. If it's not there, you got your reads. Take off and pick up a first down for us, man. I think that's gonna be vital. But Will Hard, he played well last week. He was smoking, man. He was hitting his targets. He was making good plays. He's getting more confident, and the biggest thing for him is to make sure we can protect him and make sure we can run the ball and keep him on schedule. He's never going to be a Stroud or a Justin Fields or a Dwayne Haskins, but he just has to do his job and don't give him the ball. Don't fumble, don't throw interceptions. And I feel like he's been good at that. 6 interceptions in 11 games, 26 touchdowns. Like he's really been really good, man. So he's better than what I expected. There's been a lot of talk about him, but he's good. Uh, Davis Warren, he has 7 picks, 6 touchdowns. So he's not a gunslinger. I don't think these games are tricky, but I feel like we just play our game, man. I feel like it's a game for us to lose. I'm already hearing on the offense. I mean, Khalil Mullins and Donovan Edwards, they're going to be a handful, no doubt about it. Some of the best backs we probably will face. Mullins is a handful. Donovan Edwards is a handful, especially get out in the open field. He get those legs turning, but uh, we just got to play our game, man. Been tackle in space, tackle, wrap up, let the cavalry come. You know, make sure we are gap disciplined. Linebackers wrap up, and yeah, man, I think we'll have a good day. And then Coastal Loveland, I'm hearing rumors that he might not play, so. I don't know. I'm hearing rumors as of tonight that he might not be playing. Which I understand. I mean, can you really blame him? Him and Will Johnson. Will Johnson they already said he won't play, which I figured he wasn't gonna play no matter what Sherrod Moore said. We'll see. Come on, man. You didn't play last week, and then you gonna jump him out in a rivalry game. You asking for somebody to get hurt. You ask for you know what I mean? Like that's not smart. And then Coastal Loveland, he's banged up, I heard, and like this game is gonna be violent, man. Like this is gonna be a hard hitting, violent game, man. So I don't know, but if they do have him, he's their best target. 52, 56 catches, 582, 5 touchdowns. He's a good route runner. He's good at breaking tackles, but good at getting out in space. So it's definitely one of those things, man, where uh, you know, if he is playing, that's something that we have to look out for because he can really, move the chains for him. But if he's not, I mean, it is what it is. Like I stated before, man, I don't care if they play all freshmen. Just gotta get the job done. It's as simple as that. I don't care about who's playing, who's not. They gotta get the job done. Then we got Junkins and Trey. I expect them to have a big day. I really do. And then Jared, I believe everybody should have a big day on offense because we're gonna need them to. Michigan's one of those teams where if you make it ugly and kind of like Iowa, to me, they're a poor man's Iowa this year. They're gonna dink and dunk up the field and try to, continue grinding out running, grinding out running. Hopefully they can break a long one. But they're not, they're gonna try to make it ugly, muck it up, play good defense. And yeah, so uh that's how I feel about them this year. So we just gotta play our game. We just gotta play our game, man. And Trey, I expect him to continue running good. And this offensive line, man, I think that's what it comes down to, right? In these games, it's the offensive line. Can the offensive line that's already kind of banged up, can they come out there and play their game? Can they move that really good front that they have? Can we protect Will Howard enough to make good throws? That's going to be the difference in the game. I think Trenches, offense gets their defensive line, our defensive line, their offensive line, and third down. Can we get them off the field? Because we know if it's 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, they're going for it. I mean, if it's like they're gonna go for it, if it's 4th and 1, 4th and 2, can we make sure it's 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 5? We can work with that. You know what I mean? Like if we keep them on third down, and then for us, can we continue moving those chains? I feel like the more possessions and the more we can sustain drives, the more tired that defense will get. And hopefully the offense is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 punt. They get tired. Like it's like a snowball effect. We can continue moving drives and no more 3 and outs, and we can sustain drives. I just think it benefits us, man. Keep them off balance, keep their defensive line off balance, make good throws, and I just think it's favor for us to win this game, man. I really do. I know people are. I think that they're optimistic because it is Michigan, and that's what happens when you lose these games. Like you don't know how you're going to react. That's exactly what it is. You don't know, so you're thinking, we got it, but you just don't know because it is a rivalry game. Rivalry games are weird. So, but I think us being at home, us being primed and ready, I think we'll win. So, I'm predicting a big day for our defense. I think that I think Lathan Ransom is going to have 2 interceptions. I think he's going to have a big day. I really do. I think Latham's going to have a big day. And on the offensive end, I think it's going to be a Trey Henderson and Quinshawn Junkins day. I think both of them are going to terrorize Michigan. And yeah, I expect us to win, man. Knowing that they might not have Colston Loveland, it helps tremendously. Let's just be honest. It just helps. He's a pro player. Anytime you don't have a pro player on your offense, it helps. Uh, but they do got good running backs. They have a solid offensive line. Their quarterback is playing better. So, we definitely have to tackle in space. They're gonna try to get us in space, dink and dunk us. They're gonna try to throw the whole sink at us. I always feel like you know, especially this Michigan team, they're gonna try to throw the sink at us. We can weather the storm early, play our game. Don't let us get up a couple touchdowns, or at least 10 points. I think they in some trouble, man. But if we continue letting them play around, it could be a dogfight. But I'm expecting the Buckeyes to come out on fire. I think it's gonna be tight the first quarter and a half. I think as long as we up at halftime, I think the second half we take control. And I'm expecting um, I'm gonna say like a 38, 35, 16, 17 type game. Michigan, they do have talented players, so they'll get you there and their defense will make plays. Hopefully no big plays, but they're gonna make some plays. They're gonna make us punt. They're gonna make stuff difficult for us, especially early. So I'm expecting like a 38-17 type game, 35-16. Something of that nature. I don't think it's going to be 40 or 50. I don't think it's going to be nothing like that. The defense is solid. They do got some pride. They do play hard. So, but I think the Buckeyes are going to take care of business tomorrow, man. I think it's going to be a great time. I think it's going to be a great time for Buckeye Nation in general and gear up to maybe go play for a Big Ten championship in a Natty later on this year, man. So that's my take, man. I think I think the story is prime for us, man. That's what I think it is. I think the story is prime for us after having so many letdowns, and in the 2000s with Urban and Trussell, we've been on the other side of this, right? We've been in top 5, top 10 matchups with Michigan, and we've been the winner. Uh, so this year, the story is right. How many recruits we missed out on, or you know, people saying we'll never get over the hump, and Ryan Day can't beat Michigan. He got a chance to do something real funny, man. He can't win top 10 matchups. He's already won 2. Whether you count Indiana as one, it is what it is. They were ranked 5. He can't beat Michigan. Well, if he does, he does. And he can't beat original top 5 and win a championship. If he beat Michigan tomorrow and he beat Oregon to Big Ten, he got something to be real funny about. Like I said, I'm a big Ryan Day fan, but I'm also a realist. He got to get it done. Everybody know my take on Trussell and Urban. Great coaches. They play these type of Michigan teams. They beat them. I don't care. You ain't got to beat them by 100. You ain't got to beat them by 50. You just got to beat them. And that's all that matters tomorrow. Beat him, Ryan Day. And I think he will. I think he'll get the job done. So, Man, that's all I had, man, for the game. Like I said, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for this game tomorrow. I know everybody in Buckeye Nation is. It's just something we got to get done, man. But that's all I had. That's my take on the game. That's my predictions. I think Lathan Ransom, him missing the game last week, I think he's going to be a handful. I expect two interceptions and a lot of tackles, some plays being made. I think our running backs are going to have a field day. I really do. Trey and Quinshawn. And we just get in a rhythm early and just ride it out, man. But that's all I had, man. Before I get out of here, like, share, subscribe. And I will talk to Buckeye Nation and everybody else later, man. Peace out.